Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we'll be talking about the film Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Fun fact, Mission Impossible is based off of a TV show of the same name that came out in 1966. This film came out in 2023 and stars Tom Cruise, Hayley Atwell, and Esai Morales and was directed by Christopher McQuarrie. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Mission Impossible sees the return of Ethan Hunt, who is on a mission to stop an AI program from falling into the wrong hands and risking the future of humanity. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning is a globe-trotting action spy film. It has similar vibes to Mission Impossible, No Time to Die, or The Bourne Identity. Dead Reckoning is the seventh Mission Impossible film, and after how long this franchise has been around, I'm shocked that they are still pumping out some pretty good movies. This movie is almost 3 hours long, and it really just flew past because I was so invested in the story and all of the action scenes. I always feel like if a movie is over 2 hours and I watch it and I don't feel fatigued from the length of the movie, then I am happy. And I must say with this film, I did not feel that fatigue that you feel with some longer movies. The film does pull in some stuff from past movies, but gives you enough information so if you haven't seen those movies, you'll be fine. This was great because the first film came out in the 90s and I can't remember everything about all of the movies that have led up to this one. Tom Cruise was born to play this role, and it shows by how long he's been playing Ethan and by how good he is at it. He always one-ups the stunts in these movies, and it's always impressive to see. It's crazy to think that Tom is in his 60s now, but watching these movies prove that age ain't nothing but a number for Tom Cruise. I enjoy how every couple of years we get one of these Mission Impossible movies, and they're just so entertaining, and that's mostly because of Tom Cruise. I love that Ethan is reunited with his old team in this film. I feel like they are truly the only people that Ethan trusts, and they do a great job of supporting each other. I love seeing Simon Pegg and Ving Rhames back on screen to ensure that these missions don't get too crazy. Vanessa Kirby makes her return as Alana, and I feel like she delivers a great performance in this role. She is an arms dealer who is truly trying to save her own butt, but Vanessa just does such a good job taking on this role as someone who is truly in it for themselves, and it's interesting to see how she will align herself in this film. Vanessa is an amazing actress, and I think she kills it in this role. A new addition to this film was Pom Klementieff, who played a henchman to Gabriel named Paris, and she had my full attention. She was not letting Ethan and Grace get away without a fight. She had a scary look to her, like she was always ready to cut your throat, and she kind of proved that she probably would. She was really skilled at what she did and was a big threat, even if she was just considered maybe like a secondary villain. I really hope that she comes back because I really enjoyed her character and she seemed very useful. One thing I notice sometimes in films is how it seems like some of the choices for the female characters don't always seem like the best choice, but it seems like it's overlooked by the director and it ends up in the film. One thing I noticed, which is very small, was with Grace, there were some scenes in which it looked like her hair would be all in her face, and it seemed like it was kind of a problem. And when I was watching it, I was thinking, why did she just put her hair up in a ponytail or something, to keep it away from her face? It's like at some point when you're constantly being chased and you're in these dangerous situations, you need to think of a more practical way to ensure that you can do what needs to be done with minimal distractions. The action scenes were intense and seemed to be constantly raising the bar. Not only were these scenes so entertaining to watch, they were taking place in some beautiful locations that would have you thinking, wait, the location is beautiful and so is this fight scene. It was cool to see stuff like Ethan jumping off of a cliff and trying to stop a train in Austria, which was truly breathtaking to see. I think it truly makes you feel like you are taking a trip around the world and you are on a secret mission yourself. My favorite part of this film was the chase in Rome. Not only do we see the police officers after Ethan and Grace, but we also see Paris coming after them and not caring who was in her path. It was such an intense scene with them giving us all a tour of Rome while on the run from all of these people. There were lots of smart techniques used, and I never knew what was going to happen next, especially since Paris was so unhinged. The scene really had me on the edge of my seat and made me realize that Paris was a dope villain. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 might be the seventh film in the Mission Impossible film franchise, but it proves that there is still so much to explore in this movie series. The acting is great and the action had me fully invested in this film. If you haven't seen Dead Reckoning, then I suggest you go and check it out.